when I thought about a name, I was like, well, people and friends generally call me Yammie. I think it's quite evident why. And I thought about how I wanted to write things coming from my heart. So I was like, okay, heart sounds quirky enough, okay. And then curves, because curves. And then I was going to be writing about the experiences of just being a curvy girl, especially back then. Things were still very shaky. We've gotten to be more open recently in terms of just being accepting of the fact that we're all different and all bodies are beautiful, you know? So that's what I did, and that's where all of this started, and we're here now.
Amazing. I love that. It's so beautiful. Love that. You know, something we were actually talking about backstage was that women have kind of been taught by society not to take up space.
100%.
You know? And I think that that's something you do brilliantly, is take up space in such a positive and beautiful way. And I really want to encourage women to take up space.
Hello, 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 everybody. This show has been created to inspire you to take action,
celebrating and reframing what success looks like,
to be the best version of ourselves that we can be.
And we have incredible speakers for you tonight.
Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to the Future Females Show. I'm Susanna Kennedy, and this is my fantastic and fabulous co-host, Lauren Dallas.
Hello, everyone. As you know, this show is all about celebrating and reframing success. And we are so excited to be here on Women's Day discussing the topic of empowerment. But our incredible guest for this interview is none other than Oyama Botha. Oyama, you are many things. You are a content creator. You are a strategist. You are known as the Body Positivity CEO.
Period.
Amazing. You actually now create community around the topic of radical self-love and body positivity.
Correct.
And have your own business that encourages really products and services around self-esteem, holistic self-esteem.
That's right.
So, Oyama, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome.
So that was a very quick intro, but I know I did you no justice. So, so please just start by introducing yourself and really how you got to where you are.
Okay, well, thank you so much for having me, first and foremost. Everybody looks amazing, and you two ladies. You know, when people say introduce yourselves, I always struggle with that, because it's like, when you're a multifaceted woman, where do you even begin? You know, do I begin from the fact that I'm a UCT and Oxford graduate, or do I begin from the fact that I create platforms to empower people, or do I go from the fact that I'm really an amazing person, full of life and loves connecting with people, you know? But I love how you introduced me, but I think in the gist of the fact that being a multifaceted woman, we can go on. The intro can go on. So let's keep it here. Let's keep it here.
I love that so much. So I actually met, and I am going to call you Yummie, my darling.
That's my AKA, by the way.
We've met at multiple events, and every time she's just glowed. I mean, does this woman not glow with just amazing positivity? Can I have a hell yeah? And I've just loved meeting her each and every time. So I said, come join us on the show. Let's talk about this. You are the CEO, baby, of body positivity.
That's right.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? So, I've always embodied the essence of body positivity, in the sense that there was never the term body positivity when I even began to think about doing work that's got to do with body positivity. So I always talk about how it found me, the term found me, because I've always embodied the person that I am, in a sense that I live to be the fullest version of myself, in that be it academic, be it social, social, be it where I want to better myself, you know. But being fully sized body, plus size woman in a context of what's been happening in society, it obviously comes with challenges. It's always been that way, you know. So I remember actually going back to my second year in varsity, one girl from high school said, I think you should start a blog because there's just always been a light about you. And I'm like, what am I going to say? She's like, just post the pictures that you post on Facebook because they inspire people. Because I literally always believe that I'm a model. After this one person said, are you a model? I'm like, what? A model can look like me? And I was like, hell yeah, I'm a model. So I started telling people that, oh yes, I'm a model. This is before I came to Cape Town, because I came to Cape Town for studies. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna create this blog. And that's how Yammie Hearts and Curves came about. It started as a blog. It's called Yammie Hearts and Curves because when I thought about a name, I was like, well, people and friends generally call me Yummie. I think it's quite evident why. And I thought about how I wanted to write things coming from my heart. So I was like, okay, heart sounds quick enough, okay. And then curves, because curves. And then I was going to be writing about the experiences of just being a curvy girl in the context of, especially back then, things were still very shaky. We've gotten to be more open recently in terms of just being accepting of the fact that we're all different and all bodies are beautiful, you know? So that's what I did, and that's where all of this started, and we're here now.
I love that. It's so beautiful.
Love it.
You know, something we were actually talking about backstage was that women have kind of been taught by society not to take up space.
100%.
You know, that we've been told that we need to be as tiny as possible and small as possible and dim our light as much as possible. And I think that that's something you do brilliantly, is take up space in such a positive and beautiful way. And I really want to encourage women to take up space. We're meant to be here in this world, physical world, and take up space, you know?
I love that.
So where did you learn to take up space? How did that begin for you?
Okay. That's an interesting question, because I sometimes ask myself as well, like, where did all of this come from? But when I say that this is literally who I am, I really mean it, because, for example, when Instagram started, I wasn't thinking about what content to create. I was literally just being myself and posting, oh, I'm here now, show a bit of my personality, show a bit of what I'm wearing today. And what was so inspiring to me is the day when I realized that there's people, specifically women, who are looking up to me and thinking, oh my word, I love how you, being your true self, you're literally oozing being authentic, and I can sense it just from your posts, and it's changed my life. Today I can wear shorts because you are doing that, you know. And I was like, imagine just being able to live your true self online, and then somebody can take something positive from that. That's life-changing. And I think that's when I started to be like, whoa, okay, it's serious, you know, because it's impacting people's lives, you know. But I was never concerned about the future prospects of that, because I knew I was being myself all along. I was being myself, and people are being inspired from that, and it's honestly such an honor. Yeah,
I love that so much. Can we get a hell yeah for that quickly?
Absolutely.
You make it sound so easy. Just be yourself. Yeah. So I just want to maybe share a story of me. I'm quite an analytical person, and so often as a content creator, I'll put content out there, but I will have really thought it through and taken bits out and changed it. And then once it goes out there, I'm like, I don't really know if this is me. It's almost a watered down version. And for so many reasons, like, oh, because I work with government. And so if I put up a bikini photo, what are they going to think? So that's one of my hang-ups. What hang-ups have you had to work through, or how have you tackled that?
Let's speak about that. That's actually so interesting, because I didn't think anyone else felt the same way.
All of us do. All of us do.
I literally never thought that's the case, because I had this conversation session once, I think during COVID, with a friend who felt the exact same way as well. You know, when your presence commands attention, that's already like a big hoo-ha. Because, for example, for me, I always say I'm just naturally sexy. I don't have to try, you know. I don't have to try. So even when I'm trying to be cute, it's like there's an element of cuteness, but then you can see, you can definitely see that
sexiness. It's like coming through.
You know, and it takes it back to I think primary school. I used to look at this one tiny girl and I'm like, you're wearing this top, why is it not giving me the same effect that it's giving you? Because you're so cute. I'm trying to tap into that. So much so I realized that I was acting upon that, in that I was shying away from that. For example, when I do shoots, like bikini shoots, I would always try and smile because I have a very baby face, very childish-like smile. So I would smile because I didn't want the picture to be perceived as, oh, that's too sexy. Because obviously when I wear a bikini, you're going to see that, oh, she's got boobs, she's got nice curves. Ooh, okay, that's sexy. And then you're going to have preconceived ideas on the kind of person that I am if you don't know me and you're just seeing a picture. So it stuck with me, and I was like, why do I do that? Why do I force a smile so that it doesn't come off as too sexy? And then I realized it goes back to, again, being multifaceted. The fact that you can be in an office today in government, which is something that maybe we should be talking about, because I'm also still, I think that's one thing I'm still trying to navigate. The fact that I'm this person, this creative being that I am, and I do the work that I'm really passionate about, and this is who I am as a body, right? Versus I'm trying to tap into more professional realms where that work is almost like, yeah, we know you're doing this work, but then we need you to be professional here, you know? It's navigating how you become so multifaceted as a woman. How do you navigate being multifaceted in that you can put on one hat, embrace that, and then put on another hat? And I was like, you know what? I can be all these different women in one. And that's okay. And I don't think there's anything wrong with you after you've posted, because I do have those feelings as well. After I've posted, and I know I've applied for something serious, I'm like, okay, maybe I should put my account on private. We all have those feelings, and it's so crazy because at the end of the day, even the people in the professional spaces, they look at us and be like, wow, I wish I could do that, you know, which is very fascinating. Yeah.
I think it really is such an important thing to kind of be looking at, because when we go into a different job role, or whether we go into a different role as such, even a mother, a friend, all of these different roles, right? That we're playing these different facets of ourselves out, and the reality is that we are everything. It's like that Rumi quote, right? We are not a drop in the ocean, we are the entire ocean in a drop.
Love it.
And that's so important to embrace. But one of the things that came up actually the other day, it came up for Lauren, and I'm sure you've dealt with this before as well, and I certainly have, and I thought it would be such an interesting thing for us to actually speak about as girls, 3 women who look very different but are dealing with the same thing, is that we get criticized for stepping into being that sexy self.
Your femininity.
Right? And that is part of us, whether you are a mother, whether you are a grandmother, whether you are, you know, it doesn't actually matter. As a woman, we are sexual beings. That's what we are. We are. And so, but society has made that, or an aspect of society has made that shameful, 100%. You know, and so we shy away from it. And I know the other day I looked on Lauren's, obviously I check her Instagram all the time, and I saw this post, and somebody had commented, well, you tell the story, Lauren, and then I'll tell mine.
Okay. No, it was just an ad. I was wearing a normal dress, and a woman, which firstly irritates me because we should be supporting each other, but we'll get to that. A woman had written, put more clothes on, you don't look professional.
Imagine.
And I was like, I'm literally wearing a dress. It came up to here as well. There was no cleavage. I mean, I don't have that much to offer, but I try.
You got enough.
And I was like, I was irritated. Not necessarily for me anymore, because it just kind of lights the fire a little bit more, but I was irritated that even now, with all of this effort around women supporting each other, it's still not happening. But then the second thing I thought was interesting, to your point, I went and looked up the definition of professional, and I was like, what am I not being for you? And professional is literally just of a profession. So I think we're still living in this antiquated society where professional is buttoned up shirts.
Yes.
You could be a lawyer or from the government and still wearing your bikini on social media. So it also made me want to show up naked.
I love that. Like, why not? Yes.
Well, I mean, that's what I did. I showed up naked.
You did.
So I had, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm very honest about it. And especially today, Women's Day, I think it's important to speak about the fact that most women have experienced gender-based violence in one form or another throughout their lives, right? So I was abused when I was little. I've been raped and I've been sexually assaulted. These things have happened to me. And so loving my body has been a journey because it's a sexy, beautiful body, but I'm also scared. Thank you. But I've also subconsciously become afraid of what that attracts, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys understand that. And a couple of years ago, I had this breakthrough where I just fell in love with my body. And I ended up doing this little photo shoot, and I was naked, but I wasn't showing anything inappropriate. And I posted and I wrote about my journey. And the amount of people that didn't even read what I had written, but just randomly commented. I so want us women to stand together and support each other. You know, it's so time that we stop judging and start going, yay for you, for loving your body, for accepting that you're a sexual, beautiful woman, you know? So it doesn't matter what shape or size. There's that criticism that still needs to be broken. And
you know what I think?
Tell me.
I think we come in spaces like this because I also do host, we'll get into that. I host events similar to this where it's titled All Bodies Are Beautiful Meetup, right? And I did that because I was concerned about the whole conversation around, oh, girls hate each other, you know? And I am very delusional in terms of my positivity. Like, I literally live here. Like, my life is all positive. I see the negative, I'm like, okay, how can I change this to be positive, you know? And it's something that I do naturally. I don't force it. It is what it is. I am that person. So now, when that conversation on, oh, girls hate each other, etc., I moved into creating spaces like this, but more on conversation. Like, let's talk about it. Like, we always talking about the issue in itself that, oh, girls hate each other. Let's talk about it. Why do you think that's the case? If you experience something of that nature, where is it coming from? And a lot of it comes from self-projection. When
100%.
women, because there's levels of your self-love journey that you go through, because it is not a destination, it is a journey. So when you reach a comfort level of your self-love that you contain from within, you're not gonna post a weird ass comment on anyone's post, especially if it's supposed to be empowering. So I think getting into the space of creating that mindset and also realizing that you can look at that comment and think, what's wrong at home? Are you okay? You know,
exactly.
It's got nothing to do with you, but themselves, you know, and understanding that they need your help, if anything, because they're projecting and they'll get there. Basically, they'll also get to a point where they're very comfortable with themselves, where they don't have to do that.
Absolutely.
I love that. And it's so true. It's that shadow work, right?
Exactly.
As within, so without.
Yeah.
And so when we find ourselves judging something on the outside, what are we judging about ourselves on the inside?
I want to ask you about, you just spoke about self-love being a journey.
Yes.
So I imagine there are tools, practical or spiritual, that you've utilized along your journey to get to where you are now.
Yes.
Can you share a couple of those?
I've done, that question has so much pressure because I've gotten to a point where it's so normal for me to do this now that I have to backtrack and think about what are the things that I did. But it was very subconsciously because for me, there wasn't a point where I was feeling very bad or in a negative light about myself, so much so that I had to sit down with myself and think, oh, okay, I need to do something and I need to take steps to get to where I need to be. But what I know that has worked for me is the company that you keep. It is like the one thing that really I've seen in the circle of friends that I keep. I always go back to the example of, I have a friend who has a sister. She had never worn a bikini before. And there was a point where I'd never worn a bikini before, because obviously my stage was obviously in that process as well. And then I got to a point where when I met the sister, I was wearing low-cut bikinis. It was, it was a party. But for her, she was at that stage where she had never worn a bikini. And there was never a point where I said, you should do this. But she was seeing, she was getting the energy. She was living the experience through just the affirmation of seeing somebody like them doing the exact same thing that they would like to do someday. And then this one day she just did it. And I was like, whoa, okay. So really the company you keep has such a big influence, because then these are the people that affirm you. These are the same people where when you guys go out for the night, you're like, oh, does this make me look? Does this make me look? Or they affirm you and say, okay, no, friend, not this top with this. Just add on to this. It's the way that they also deliver that message, Say, okay, no, friend, let's rather do this jumpsuit from Rough Tongue. It's giving. It's giving. Just being positive in the affirmation and in the delivery of the message to your friends. But company you keep, affirmations to yourself, doing the inner work, because sometimes even when you think that you want to gain weight or lose weight, for example, always make this example, if you're not doing the inner work, you're going to lose the weight or you're going to gain the weight, but you're not going to be content, because you're going to feel the emptiness of, oh, I'm here now, but you never did the inner work of loving yourself. Yeah.
Yes, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, that's a pun right
Hell yeah moment. I'm going to pour this all over Susanna.
I'm going to get splashed. But that is such a hell yeah moment, and there were really good points that you made there, because the company that you keep, I mean, we've heard this a million times, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we've heard this a million times. The company that you keep, you become who you surround yourself
100%.
with. So surround yourself with people that inspire you, that encourage you to grow, that have your back,
Exactly.
that celebrate you,
Yes.
right? I mean, these things are so important.
Yeah, I see it and I love it.
Well, I would now like to ask for you to celebrate you.
Yes.
And share with us, what is one of the things that you're most proud of?
I'm proud of the fact that I'm very zealous and resilient. Like my spirit, my energy, no one can take that away from me. And I can go through the most in life, because people think when you're such a positive person that you never cry. I get that a lot, because a lot of my comments on Instagram is always, oh my gosh, you always have this positive aura, and people draw energy on that. That's why I'm very particular about the energy I keep, because people are very drawn to positive energies. So the fact that I'm zealous and I'm persistent and I'm just positive about just the outlook of life, I think I'm really proud of that, because it's carried me through all the ups and the downs and in all the phases of just the work that I do.
You say that, and I agree, because I mean, I've known you now for a couple of years, and I've watched your posts, and I've met you a number of times now, and you are positive and you are full of light. But one of the things that you do as well, which I think keeps people grounded as they follow you, is you're honest about where you are. Because I have seen posts where you're not happy. I have seen when you've gone, this really made me sad, And I think that is so important to keep that balance.
We had.
Yes, do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah. So like having those heart-to-heart chats with women that care about you, but also being honest with your audience, with your followers.
100%.
I think is so
so, so important.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to make such a difference in so many people's lives, and you're already doing it to a large extent. If you were at the end of the day lying on your deathbed, far in the future, what would make you go,
not now, hopefully.
hell yeah, I did that? Like, what is the thing that would make you go, hell yeah, I did that?
I think I take it back to I Was Here, the song I Was Here by Beyonce, and it says, I want everyone to know I was here, that I lived and I loved, and that you made a difference in people's lives. And I think that's just really about it for me. In the little ways of just being yourself, being authentic, and helping where you can, because I'm always pushing for other women to propel, and not in a sense of just saying it, in an action sense, because people talk about propelling women forward, but what are the actions saying? So I know, and the people that know me know the truth. And I lived, I loved, I was here, darling.
So I think we are going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Why not rap on Beyonce?
I know, Beyonce. Everybody loves a Beyonce. You are so yummy delicious.
Ooh.
I mean, honey, how delicious is this yummy?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really
Thank you so much,
appreciate you coming on.
ladies. Thank you.
Yeah, it was so wonderful having you. Thank you, my darling. And I
So
wish you all the success in the world.
I receive.
Receive. And to everybody watching at home, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back soon. Bye for now.
Bye.